Hey, welcome back to Matter of Fact. Today we got for y'all Like Love Lock, three best picks of the week for me and the boy Austin. Yeah, man, no more bye weeks. Nothing to worry about with that. A lot of teams got a lot to play for. Try to make that playoff push. And once the playoff starts, man, this regular season shit don't matter. Ball it up, throw it in the trash. But you got to get there. Got to get
Yeah.
there. And I'm gonna start off my first pick. I like the Bucks to cover against your boys, man. I think that
Really?
yeah, I think that offense is just too explosive. And I think in terms of that weak secondary they have, I don't think you guys have it on offense to really exploit that to take this one. I can see them winning this by like six, maybe a full touchdown. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like you guys and we talked about this. There's some games where I think you guys will play spoiler. I just don't think this is one of them. Um, and then yeah, like you guys, they had y'all as dogs against the Panthers, beat up on them. I could just see y'all dropping this one to the Bucks this week.
Yeah, I mean,
Get some revenge for retiring Tom Brady.
yeah, I mean, again, the way that the Cowboys play football, or the way that they're going to be able to win football games, is by their defense coming through, creating short fields, getting turnovers. Um, so Micah and Osa, if they're not getting pressure on Baker, or Bucky's just carving them up, yeah, it's going to be a real long day. And at the end of the day, they're going to score more points than we'll be able to. It's just simple as that. So, yeah, if that's the situation, that's probably how it's going to go. We just don't have the firepower on offense to go back and forth in a game like that. But again, if our defense right now, apparently our defense is playing as a top five unit in the NFL, or ever since Micah's been back, leading the league in pressures, sacks, all of that. I know Trenton Wirfs is on the other side. If I was a smart man and I was a smart coach and I was a defensive coordinator, I probably wouldn't be throwing Micah at Tristan Wirfs every single play. But I saw the game last year where Michael matched up with Trent Williams every single play. So, you know what I mean? It's just all relative to what we got going on, what we're able to scheme up. One thing about Baker, he does make it tough on himself sometimes. Like, this is still the same team that kind of played with their food when they were playing the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? They made it a little harder for themselves than it had to be. Uh, However, this is also the same team that just kind of was whooping on the Chargers when a lot of people expected the Chargers to be doing the whooping. So I
which
don't
is
doubt.
which is which is crazy. I wish we got a chance to talk about that game because I stayed away from it because and I was if I were to bet I was going to bet the Bucks. I know it's easy to say that after the game, but like
Right.
you definitely do get a feel for where everybody's leaning kind of every week, their favorite pick in those big matchups. So,
Yeah.
but
Um.
you saying this definitely makes me feel better about the pick because you just been on the money with with the Cowboys for like the past 6 weeks. So
Yeah. I mean, I know. You know what I mean. Like, I know my team. I don't know a lot of things in the world, but I know everything about this team. So, you know what I mean. It's just one of those things where we'll lose. All I ever ask: important people stay safe, play a good game, lose at the end. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So I
uh,
like to see the defense still doing their thing. But again, they're competing to go to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They need this win.
and you guys
So
aren't out the picture yet, man. You pick at that 20 spot again, your favorite spot.
nah. I mean, if look, you're not about to see me not root for my team to be able to get to the playoffs. But I'm just got to be realistic. And again, as long as Baker isn't giving us the ball, trying to run and do some wild stuff against Micah, they'll be straight. But again, Baker just needs to remember Micah's a different animal. One day I'll show a clip of literally how he every year he has three to 5 sacks where he literally goes from like power to speed to power, and the quarterback is like looking back like, oh, I'm good. Oh my gosh. Like you literally could tell that they're like, oh my God, like he's on me. Like, how did he get on me so quick?
Which sounds like a bad combo with Baker, who I think he doesn't do it as much, but you know him. My knock on him is he be thinking he's more athletic than he really is, and it's like, hey, bro, this isn't the game to do it because even Jaden Daniels couldn't really do that, and that's his thing.
You know what I mean? And Bryce Young tried it. It happened to Bryce last week on one of the sacks. Micah came from the other complete opposite side. You know what I'm saying? He rolled out to the complete opposite side, so you know he's like, he literally, you can see them do like this double take, like, oh my gosh, and he smacks him, pops the ball.
I'm just geek because it's like you're talking about the Cowboys all day.
Yeah, but no, I mean it's just like that's the only way we're winning though. If it's a Micah Parsons game, you know what I mean? Like that's the only way.
Yeah, and shout out to your boy Overshow, man. I really wish he was healthy because he's an exciting watch on defense. But my next pick is Bengals to cover against the Browns. I wouldn't be taking this if it was Jameis, to be honest, even though I don't think it would still be a bad bet, but I'm not high on DTR. And historically, the Bengals kind of smashed the Browns out at home. And I think past 10 games. Okay, so they lost. I thought they won that joint. But some teams just have your number. And, you know, I think whether or not the Bengals, I'm predicting them to make the playoffs from judging from my last video, which I wasn't really mentally, but with how I literally picked each and every game. So I'm thinking they're going to make the playoffs somehow. So, even if they don't, I think they're playing with a lot of pride. I think Joe Burrow is looking to feed T. Higgins, be like, look, bro, you still will be a major part of this offense. Please stay. But, you know, he has no say over the books and the money and what the Bengals are going to do upstairs. So, but, yeah, give me them to cover at home, 7.5, easy money. To see them winning by like 14, to be honest.
And I mean, they're hot right now. Obviously, Jamar Chase is playing for the Triple Crown. So Joe Burrow is playing for something, and you know T. Higgins is, you know, they're clicking right now. So I think they probably try to stay hot here. Cleveland's going to probably play him tough, but you know I can see this getting away from them. All they need is their defense to kind of show up. And
man, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate the Browns, man, because this weak ass Bengals defense, I'd love to see Jameis go up against these guys and throw up 400 or 500 yards. You robbed us of that.
Yeah,
a Jerry Jeudy master class.
He might have robbed himself of that. So you know, it goes both ways.
Oh, Jameis.
Yeah,
man, but you know what you get with Jameis, man.
Yeah, sometimes you get tired of getting that.
You're not getting
the other thing.
What y'all playing for though? Just have fun out there, man. Have fun with him.
You know.
But yeah, that's my love and my lock. I was with them last week, and the Jets covered last week, didn't they?
They covered. They covered. They won by a touchdown.
They won by a touchdown. Finally, I took the Jets multiple times this year. Finally, it got me. This is my time to go against them. Rams definitely playing for something, and I have them winning the division. I think they win this comfortably, and I think part of the reason why the spread is what it is. Aaron Rodgers historically does pretty well against the Rams. Kind of be beating up on the Rams, but you're not in Green Bay no more. You're no longer in your 30s. So give me the and this Jets offense underrated. I know Aaron Rodgers, he gets a lot of shit for things sometimes outside the realm of football, but that's why I'm also probably taking this over. These are both early window games, my last two picks. So I'll probably parlay the over, Rams spread, Bengals spread. That's what I'm feeling. I'd probably take the over in that Browns game if Jameis was playing, but we'll see what DTR is able to do. But back to this game, yeah, man, I just like the Rams in this spot. I think the Sean McVay and Matt Stafford and all those weapons they're humming right now, and they're playing for a lot more than what the Jets are playing for. And it's time to get prepped for the playoffs, play hard, and nothing's really guaranteed in that division. Win comfortably. Rams covered at 3 in MetLife.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about. I'm probably would just take Rams money line, not play with it. But I think this would be. I think this would be a game that people aren't really expecting, just because, last week they were able to pull this one out. It was an incredible game, especially after halftime. But I think also there was something I'm mad. I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not catching it. The Jacksonville Jaguars play man-to-man defense at the highest rate in the NFL, and they're like not good. They don't have good cornerbacks. And I remember 2 weeks ago, I had Nico Collins on my fantasy football team, so that's why I remember that. And I bet him that day to have the most yards in the out of the whole entire slate, because he was going up against them. And I think he had like 118 or 117, something like that. But I'm kind of disappointed in myself, because if you're playing Devontae Adams man to man with Aaron Rodgers, that's a joke. That's literally like they're killing that, and that's what they did in the second half. I don't know how it was a dud in the first half and it became miraculous in the second, but I guess once they realized what was going on, they took it back to 2015 on us. So, I'm like I said, I'm disappointed not catching that, but I think the way that the Rams play defense is going to be a little bit different of a football game for them, because they play more zone, and also they have a decent D-line that's going to push the pocket. So I think that might contribute to a lower scoring game. I know you were talking about that 46, possibly going over. But yeah, just something to watch for, and like a big discrepancy and I'm just disappointed I missed it last week was, the Jaguars play a lot of man-to-man defense.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I didn't really realize that either, but hey, helped out with my pick, right? So
yeah, sure. All right, so is that you finished?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the play I like, I guess the play that I like. The play that I like is for Detroit. No. Yeah. For Detroit to cover right here. Very depleted football team. Everybody knows that right now. But again, it's still at 6.5. So you got the hook. Right now, Chicago's just in disarray. And I think that Detroit's one of those teams that they look for a reason to, be fighters. So the fact that they lost last week and they got all these injured players, they're going to come out and they're going to try to whoop on the Chicago Bears that basically have nothing to play for anymore. And the Bears are so incompetent. I don't even think that Detroit's going to be the reason that this covers. Like, it's not like I don't think Detroit's going to try to smash them out. I just think Chicago can't stay out their own way. Did you watch that sequence on Monday night?
Which sequence?
There was a sequence where the Chicago Bears are driving. I want to say this is like right before halftime, and this is right before halftime or right after halftime. They have the ball. They're getting ready to score. DeAndre Swift runs the ball, breaks up for like 17 yards, gets to the 1. They have a lineman come in. He doesn't check with the ref to let him know. They run the play. They score a touchdown. Flag on the play. They get the ball pushed back to like the 16 or whatever. DeAndre Swift breaks again, and then they have a holding. And they get to the 1 again. They run the ball. DeAndre Swift goes the wrong way, and they have a holding call. It gets called back again. Eventually, you have to go on to kick a field goal when they literally they were at the 1 3 different times.
You know, it would be funny and very Bears of them this season is if they missed that field goal too,
No,
or
well,
that
they
joint
didn't
got
make the
blocked.
field goal, but it was like,
Yeah, I know,
you,
I know. I'm
you,
saying.
you know what I mean? It was like they could have made it. They can't stay out their own way. Is essentially what I'm saying, and I just think that because of that, Detroit's gonna go ahead and cover this for us. They actually care about smashing, like you know what I mean, just beating the hell out of the Chicago Bears. So they're probably
And
gonna
to
do it.
your point, I think they want to prove like, hey, stop talking about our injuries. We good over here. Like we still
Yeah,
do this.
yeah. And then my love. Well, I guess yeah, yeah. My love of the week. It's Tennessee versus Indianapolis. It's the Indianapolis Colts. So the best kept secret of this football season is that Tennessee has only covered in 2 games this year.
You know what's funny about you saying that is like this is the week where I've been hearing that a bunch. How they're terrible at covering these spreads.
Yeah,
I
and
think it's because they start off hot usually, and so it doesn't feel like it.
right. And I think for Indianapolis, like, yeah, it's unfortunate, the situation that happened last week, but I wouldn't want to play this team right now. Like, this team is the definition of pissed off. Like, I think Detroit's trying to pretend to be pissed off, you know what I mean? And like trying to pretend to have a reason to be mad or whatever. But they're 12-2 at the end of the day, fighting for a playoff spot, competing to, hopefully go to the NFC East Championship. Indianapolis literally imploded after that Jonathan Taylor fumble mix up, whatever you want to call it, debacle. So I think they're going to come out and
You
they're just
were a
going to try to
veteran, bro.
smash. Yeah, and I mean, I think this is literally like I might even bet Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson both to score like 2 touchdowns against these dudes. Just like they just, you know what I mean? Like especially Jonathan Taylor, like just like the team. They're disappointed. He's disappointed. He's beating himself up over this. So this is kind of like one of those camaraderie things where it's like, all right, we're gonna make sure you get into the end zone 2 times just to let them know you're still nice. But
Yeah,
I'm
let's
sure
wrap the episode.
all the people that had him on fantasy probably already hate him, so that's not gonna matter. But get your money back, bet his props this week. And then my lock of the week, Philadelphia Eagles, Smack City, going to Washington, 1 o'clock game. Saquon runs wild. It just
Bounce
kind
back
of
game
looks.
for Saquon.
It kind of just seems to me, Washington still they're a year away. They're a year away. Like even if they get into the playoffs, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, all the pieces that they're going to build on, the building blocks that they have. But this team is still undisciplined. Like they get, I mean, I saw 3 different plays when I was watching a game where I'm like, oh, that's a good play. Wow. Oh, nope, didn't count. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 17. They're getting ridiculous first downs. None of them matter. They always get, and I'm like, wow, like what is, so this team still just has a long ways to go. I think they're going to want to play Philly tough, but I just think that right now, Philly again, one of those teams they're literally going back and forth between the media right now with all these narratives that they're trying to fix. We got freaking we got goddamn Jalen Hurts looking like he's fucking acting for soul food and shit. And like he got like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like they got a lot of craziness going on in Philly. But one thing is when they're on that football team, and especially against a team like Washington, who they feel like they just obligated to smack up. I think they actually give them the blues just to let them know, like, yo, like, yeah, y'all nice,
You
but
still
y'all
low,
not this
bro.
nice. Yeah, and they just match up well. Like, again, we've already kind of talked about the Cliff Kingsbury fall off after the month of October, and Dan Quinn isn't much behind him, and I think now you probably agree with me when I talk about Dan Quinn. If he can smack you up, if he can get up early on you, and you got to throw, he gonna beat you. He gonna cover. But if you're able to find a way to score and keep the game close, it just seems like his team struggle to win those games. Even though they were gonna get fucked over. They did get fucked over by the refs. That was kind of foul. But still, nonetheless.
I'm not gonna lie. All 3 of your picks were 3 picks I was considering. Like I like them a lot, but it was just kind of I think it was perfect because I could have easily had any of those And man, we don't like discuss. Oh, I got this, you got this before we do this. So yeah, I like all those a lot, to be honest. Lions covering that. The Bears tend to play the Lions close, but I think they're just over.
This is the week.
They're ready to just wrap this up.
Cancun on 3. You know what I mean?
Let's go back to the drawing board.
Bro.
Get a new coach in here, whatever we need to do. And then who else did you have? Yeah, the Colts. I like that one a lot too. Titans don't be covering shit.
And the Colts are actually pissed.
They're pissed, and technically they're not mathematically out the playoffs yet.
Right.
And then, yeah, this seems like a smash spot for Philly. And then you're catching Saquon, who he wants to break these records. You're catching him off like a 50, 60-yard rushing game, and I think he makes that back here. It's a perfect spot to get that back. Right. And ironically, you know who the Eagles play last game of the year?
Washington Giants.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because we're all playing each other. But another thing too that people forget to like kind of account for, Jake Elliott cooked like 3. He had like 3 missed field goals, right, in the first game.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's had a down year just overall. So
right. So I think he gets back here and he probably maybe he goes 2 for 3. Doesn't miss all his field goals. Probably still misses one, but he doesn't miss all of his field goals and extra points. And, you know, they get the cover relatively easy. A bonus pick just because, I mean, I know it's a -14, but right now Josh Allen's trying to go for his MVP. And another way for him to actually kind of get it right now is just by smashing teams out. And I don't think New England – you know, Drake May, he did his job, and we know that he's going to be a solid quarterback, franchise quarterback. They just got to get some pieces around him. But Buffalo, I think that this is going to be another game where Josh Allen puts up fantasy video game numbers. And if you do have him on your fantasy team, good for you because he's not going to let you down. Probably another 2-3 touchdown spot, running and rushing. So this one at -14, I don't really want to give it out. And with 85% of the people already betting on it, you already know about this. But yeah, this is definitely another one that you can go ahead and add to the parlay if you want, or go ahead and tease that one down.
And as the narrative navigator, who does Lamar have this week? He got the Steelers. He struggles against the Steelers.
Right. But we got to get into that right now, right?
Yeah, we're going to get into that. But hey. Struggles against the Steelers a bit. They still get the dub. They don't cover. They win by like 3-4. Josh Allen smashes these guys out by 21.
But I think that's another thing too. That's another angle because if you're Lamar, you know, you're like, yo, like just not even needing to use the MVP motivation. You know what I'm saying? He got his own personal vendetta with this thing. So because of that if Lamar were to go ahead and cover a game like this and show out, you know, that's probably going to boost his MVP odds. So Josh Allen's thinking about that. And he's going to see this. He's going to see what Lamar does on Saturday, and then he get to play a game on Sunday. So, you know, if you're a competitor at any level, you kind of probably understand that type of mindset and what these cats are playing for right now. So. Yeah.